Hello, good people. Hey, thanks for checking in. This is show number 3 of Empowered Meals. I'm Donna Meals, and that's who I am, and that's what I do. The goal here is to promote food gamification, okay? And I break that down into 2 parts. One is finding out what we should eat, and the pursuit of the desire to wanting to eat it, okay? It's kind of like a 2-part thing there. I got my YouTube channel up, and each one of these, I'm just going to be posting it there. It might be easier for you to find it, a daily post on YouTube. I know that the guys that I listen to, it's so much easier to do it on that way because I can drive or I can do something else, multitask. You're not sitting there at the laptop or whatever. And, I could be listening to that and scrolling for something else. And anyway, I would so much appreciate if any and all of you could just kind of go there, check out one of my videos and do the subscribe, like, blah, blah, hit the bell, whatever. I was wondering what that meant. But now that I'm educated with the YouTube thing, I didn't realize you could monetize that. So that'd be kind of cool. That's actually the direction I was planning on heading in. So I figured why not start now? And all of you lovelies could really help me if you could just go and subscribe. That would really, really be cool. I didn't understand that before. I do now. So my meme for the day, I'm going to start out. And this is for Kenneth Johnson, who posted a live thing this morning. That was so awesome. I woke up to that. It was pretty early, West Coast time here. So there may not have been as many listeners as I had hoped, but if you didn't see it, check it out. I mean, wow, his story is awesome. He's a health professional, and he helps people go vegan, raw, and he has a great story. Everything he said there was just like bing, 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 ringing off all the good things that, I like to adhere to. And so I had this meme here in honor of, the month, it's Black Awareness Month, February, right? This is from Frederick Douglass, and I have this whole book of all of these different, all of the leaders. Yesterday I read one off from Henry Ford. But this is Frederick Douglass. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. I have this little app that goes off every day, and there's a couple that come through, and I save the ones that I really feel are pertinent. And this just goes to the heart of everything he was talking about. He said, if you can get past struggle, then you got progress. Love that. Amen. Go Kenneth. That was awesome. Thank you so much for participating. And I implore all of you, jump in there, do the same thing, tell your story. If there's a specific product that helped you, just say, hey, I did this, whatever, contact me, but tell your story and tell why it worked and what it really means to you, your heart of it. So anyway, that was cool. So today's topic is basically going to be about something that I found out in my coaching, and I found it out for myself too. And this speaks, I think, maybe to some that are a little older, when you realize how little you can actually get by on, or that you require as food. The older that you get, the less you tend to need. And maybe that's just because you're smarter and you eat better. I don't know, but there's a whole thing about that. And I'm going to get into that real quick, okay? It's really, really, really about, your success. It's not all about what you are eating. In fact, it's really about what you're not eating anymore. That's all of that junk that we eat gets in the way. Okay, I had this posted. I saw this one time and I was like, oh my goodness. Wow, is that a tool for teaching or what? This is amazing, okay? This is a visual that we can use. I'm going to refer back to this later on in the life hack portion today, which is when you use your mind to help you lose weight. I'm going to do a mind hack, and or life hack and a food hack every day in my little information dump, shall we say. But one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, and like I said, it's not about what you are eating, it's about what you're not eating. That is particularly directed towards anybody with cholesterol issues, high blood pressure, diabetes, all of those, that myriad of things. Most of your problems come from eating stuff you're not supposed to be eating. Of course, the doctor's going to be like, oh, da, 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 da. But we're going to try and go a little more in depth in that, and not just say what you can have, but what you can have. That life coach hat on, because you want to always concentrate on what you can have, not the depravity. Okay. So one thing that I wanted to ask everybody is, why are we hungry? Why do we have the urge to eat? It's science, it's evolution, our evolutionary response to needing nutrients. Okay. So your body, it's doing its thing. And then all of a sudden, I think I was talking about, the pregnant woman has cravings for certain things because her body recognizes that she needs a particular nutrient, and her brain is wise enough to know what it requires, and then sends that signal, go eat ice cream, go eat ice cream. For me, it was anyway. The old adage was pickles or whatever. But that evolutionary response to needing nutrition is the lizard brain's mechanism of telling you to go eat. You're starving, you're hungry. That's a survival mechanism. And the thing is, if you go out and you just satiate that hunger right away, which sends another myriad of different, ghrelin is involved. There's a lot of different endocrine substances, hormones, hello, and messengers. They're all involved in that progress. Okay, so when you've satiated that hunger, your body is knowing that, and it cuts off the response. And I'm going to go into this later too. There's certain hacks that you can do to be fuller, quicker, and all kinds of things. We're going to get into that. And I guess basically what I'm referring to is, if you go out, you've eaten, you were hungry, you ate, and then if you ate something that was junk, well, guess what? That little mechanism that's going to say, we need real nutrients, is going to turn off more quickly, more often. And that's how we get to be 400 pounds. I mean, I don't know if any of you have family members or friends that are in that arena. It's an evil cycle. And I watched that show, that 600-pound show, and it makes me cry. Mostly because everybody around these people that are, they can't even get out of bed. So the only way that they can actually keep injuring themselves more and more and more, it's a vicious cycle, is the people around them. They're enablers, and it's a whole thing. It's a string of codependency, and it's really so sad. It's just amazing, and the thing behind it too is, I pick up on cues because of my life coaching, and I noticed when I watched that show, I only had to watch like a couple, and everybody that was in there that was a victim of all of the things that tell us to eat, they were really, you can tell that they've been abused, either by their parents or their sibling, or usually their spouses kind of come in after the deal, and they're totally codependent, so they need to be the fixer or the helper or something, and that's why they're there. And it's so shame. It's such a shame. I would, if any of you know anybody that's really that size, send them my way. I'll help them for free. I really would spend my time to do that, because I think that would be just an excellent, you know, I don't want to say project, but it would be an excellent exercise, you know, to see what I got. But I would, I'd really love to try and help some of those people. One of the things that, you know, we tend to do is we eat out of emotion. And so if this person is suffering some things on that realm, life coach hat, there's a myriad of different things to talk yourself out of eating. And I mean, that's an addiction at that point. And there's ways of solving that too. And a lot of just kind of re-education. And I hate seeing on that show that they have these doctors, and I can tell that they really care. And then they go, okay, well, don't do this. And then they just it looks like that. Maybe that's not the case, but it looked like that from what I saw. Is then they're just on their own, and they need a coach. You know, when you're really that far down the rabbit hole, you need somebody that's your advocate and is helping you. And then when they would come in and they didn't lose enough weight to get the surgery or something, and then they kind of got a little shamed by the doctor. I don't think they meant it, but you know, there was all this shame, blame, guilt, all that stuff, and that's how they got that place, you know, to that place in the first place. So anyway, but that's a great illustration. That I guess what I'm going to say is these people are eating and eating and eating constantly. They're constantly hungry, and they're starving. They are literally starving. They're starving to death. They don't have the nutrients that their body can, you know, keep up with. And then they have more mass and more, you know, blood vessels, and it's harder on their heart. You know, so that's a really good concept for you all to understand too. If you kind of feel like you're in, that's why if you eat something that's really good for you and you get in that habit, then you crave that, and you really don't crave junk. But you tend to eat less. The better you eat, the less it is. And, you know, I can relate that to financially too, because, you know, people would say, oh my God, organic food's so expensive. In the beginning, it really was. I mean, no way about that. But I mean, I notice now, because I go for all the organic, and I'll look around, just check a price, because I'm always pretty frugal with that. And there's sometimes you can get it for the same price, sometimes even less than the regular stuff. You just never know. So that's not necessarily always true. It's the processed organic products that are quite spendy. But they're better than some, you know, for you than some of the other stuff. So it's worth it. And in the end, when you eat a little bit less, it evens out somewhat. It's still going to be a little more, but you know, yeah, eating really well can be expensive. But how expensive is cancer? I mean, just a thought. So just putting something out there. So again, my theme here, foodjumication. That's my own little made up word, but I really think that there's, like I said, two veins. There's two parts. There's physical, and there's the emotional part of really starting to get yourself to a place where you're eating right, where you don't even, it becomes second nature. A habit, okay? I keep stressing that word, habit change. And it's just, you know, gradual conditioning is the best way to do that. So, okay, so my life hack here, how do we talk ourselves into liking, you know, what we eat? You know, this is about being realistic. And I mentioned some of this yesterday where I showed you the little roasted dandelion tea, that was kind of looked like coffee. It kind of smelled like coffee, had a little chicory in there. And, you know, I just tell my brain, look, if I can't have coffee, I can't have coffee. The doctor told me I can't have coffee. Well, it's not the doctor, but, you know, my plan, what I'm supposed to be adhering to, says for now, get rid of caffeine, coffee, you know, it's too acidic. Let's, you know, because I'm trying to be easy on myself and let my biodome heal, okay? I did the detox. Now I'm really I have special stuff that I have from my naturopath. It's like a little drink that's helping heal all of I had some leaky gut. We'll talk about that. That's when you're not good to yourself and you eat stuff and you get some tiny perforations in your intestinal wall. And then when you do eat something, it kind of seeps through that, and then all of a sudden your system goes, danger, danger, you're allergic to this. And that's how people discover that they have latent allergies to certain things. So I have things that I'm allergic to right now, but once I heal my gut, I may not be. One of them that is killing me, like I mentioned yesterday, was ginger. Oh my goodness, please. Please, universe, please God, let me have, the ability to eat ginger, because I love it. Can't have sushi without it. So anyway, what I was saying is when you have to go and, your life hack, when you have to make some changes, I talked myself into saying, you know what? I can't have coffee, but I can have this. Again, don't focus on what you can't have. Focus on what you can have. It makes such a huge difference. And the gratitude thing, like, wow, it's so cool that they have a product here that's, not just plain Jane herbal tea, which I love. Mint tea right here. Love it. But, I love me a cup of coffee too. Some really good every once in a while. So I just, in the back of my mind, I know, look, that I'm choosing not to have this because I'm doing this for me. This is my self-care for me, which we tend to not do. But a lot of times, we can make us, if there's something that we really want. Okay, so say you're on a diet and you go, on a diet. Oh, like, there goes $10 in the swear jar. Say that you're taking on a program or a regimen because you want to release weight. This is on my website. I encourage you to take a shot of it, however you can, print that out. Throw it on your refrigerator or your pantry or something. And in the side here, write down all the things that that you don't want to eat, or that you shouldn't eat, okay? Maybe you want to still, but, and then write all those right in here, write arrows, to this part here, okay? And then write all of the things that maybe you can substitute or have instead, up here, and point to this guy, because, wow, he looks so much better. He doesn't have 5 major diseases. I can look at people and, I can guess probably with 90% accuracy that they have issues, because they all go hand in hand. They're all like, they're all equal opportunity offenders, all of those terrible diseases. And it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's society. It's, all the stuff that's put out there. It's the marketing. It's blah, 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 blah. The life hack is find your truth. Find what is going to be, the path that you want to take. And, make substitutions for something and just say, hey, I'm doing this for me. Here's another really good thing that you can do. Just sit in your room real quiet. I got some quiet music on, piano music in the background, that I have going 24/7. I have it out of my Google or whatever, it just brings, my chi, my chill, my whatever down. And sit when you first wake up in the morning. That's when your brain waves are in the best state. Take some super cool deep breaths. I'm gonna do some breathing too. I think I'm gonna start that. Tomorrow we are doing a cooking class. Okay, but that's Thursday. So I think on Friday I'm gonna start and we're gonna do a little breathing exercise. I'm gonna integrate that in because it's amazingly huge for processing food and you're speeding up your metabolism. And OMG, I have I could write a book on it. But we're gonna go through some of those things, and that's Tony Robbins goes through that with Wim Hof. if you want to, download Wim Hof breathing method, and that's an app, and go through and start doing that. You know, just read through it. It's a cool little app. He's like this funky, I think maybe he's Belgian. I'm not sure what he is. He's European. A super cool guy. Anyway, he hangs out with Tony Robbins a lot, and and is part of some of his things. It's all common sense. But there's so much information out there that's not mainstream, and that's what I'm trying to bring to you guys too. A little bit of that, a little bit of this. So, like I said, get back to your place, you know, when you first wake up, and spend 15 or 20 minutes with some, you know, beautiful music going on, and just think about yourself. You know, go through a little self-hypnosis about, hey, I'm going to eat carrots, and, you know, all these things that you put in this list. Maybe hold that list and just, you know, read it to yourself in the more repetition of that, the more you're just going to be beating into that lizard brain, the critter brain, you know, that's the new program, you know. I mean, I write myself sticky notes and say, in and out. I'm gonna have I love In-N-Out. It's the only time I ever eat any fast food, you know, once in a blue moon. And so I'm saying I'm gonna have In-N-Out in March because I made a commitment, you know, to eat really super clean and get my act together. But my hair is growing back. I mean, it's not falling out, it's coming in. It's coming in a little darker, it's kind of weird. But we'll see, that's cool. At least it's not coming in white like I'm old. Maybe I'm getting younger, I don't know. But again, making any kind of association, you know, junk food bad, carrot good, you know, telling yourself repetitively and just going through and thinking of all the things that you really should eat and say, oh, I'm so grateful for that, you know, and maybe concentrate on just the stuff that you should eat and forget about the bad stuff, you know. I don't know. Well, I do know. It's always better to concentrate more on the positive things and just let the other stuff just go. Don't spend your time on it. And the least time you spend, the more it'll disappear. Okay, again, common sense, all right? So, that was my life hack, and I'm going to tie that in, the substitution, to my food hack, okay? Got two of them, real quick. All right, so I'm in this regimen right now where I'm supposed to eat 75% more vegetables than protein, and I'm really only eating fish, you know. Maybe a little chicken, but mostly vegetables. And then I'm in this elimination phase where all of a sudden I can't have broccoli, green beans. Well, green beans, every 72 hours to check and make sure if it makes me, I have little weird itchy places that just, you know, that are kind of like my magic monitors, you know, so I have to write that down and say, no, I can't have that for now. But there's so many things on that list. Asparagus was on there. I can't have no ginger. What else? No peppers. I don't want to eat carrots. I'm not a fan. I mean, I like them, you know, with butter and cinnamon and orange marmalade. That's the way that's one of my catering gigs. Everybody loved that. But I have never really been a huge carrot fan, but now I'm like, you know, I love it, but it's just a lot of sugar. There's a lot of sugar in carrots. Oh my goodness, we're gonna go into sugar. We're gearing up for that. Anyway, I'm very limited on the vegetables that I can have, and I can't have spinach, and I eat spinach every day, either raw or sauteed, or I put it in everything because I'm trying to put folate and, you know, different vitamins that you really want in my diet. And it just popped up like, danger, danger, probably because I had too much of it, and my system's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Doesn't mean I'll be allergic to it forever. I wouldn't even say allergic. It's just that it hits a wicket, you know, in the $1,000 test that I did. So I'm staying away from spinach. Killing me. I don't like kale, because the only other thing you could do and get all the same benefits is kale. I don't like kale. Don't like kale. That was something that I used as a decoration thing in my displays when I was catering. Never ate kale. And, you know, I've had people throw it in salads. Not a fan. But I was in the store and I saw this thing, it's like kale chips. And it was like this little bitty bag, you know, I don't know, 6 ounces or whatever. It was like $5. And, you know, I mean, eat your weight in kale. That'd be worth, you know, gold. But I just said, wow, I tried it. Fantastic. I loved it. Fell in love with it. Okay. And I thought, wow, well, I'm a chef. I can make kale chips. So I set out and I did. And I found, you know, 5 different recipes. And like I do, I gathered what I liked out of this, that, or whatever. And it's just basically making like a little sauce to put on the kale. You know, you gotta break off the little pieces, get away from the stems, and mix it all up, and throw it on a baking sheet with you know, a little parchment paper so it doesn't stick. 10 minutes at 300 degrees, you know, and I was mixing stuff like, I can't have almonds or tahini, which is sesame. Those are no-nos for me too. So I was like, wow, I can't even have hummus. Because I eat a lot of hummus and I make my own. I make some really good hummus, you know, all different flavors. But I was like, you know, I'm eating I'm at least a half to a head of kale per day in these kale chips. That's like my go-to because it's crunchy. Tastes really good. I mix a little olive oil and salt, real simple, or I could do olive oil with a little bit of cashew butter, because I can't have almonds or peanuts, so I'm doing cashew butter. And then I add a little seasonings in there, etc. I did a little bit of the cashew butter with coconut milk, like the thick, you know, or coconut cream actually it's called, in a can, with a little curry powder, and made myself curried kale chips. Oh, yum. And I mean, that gets me to my next thing, the food hack. Okay. So anyway, so my substitution was, I didn't like what it was, but I found a way. If you have a quiz of something that's saying, I got to eat this or whatever, how do I do it? You know, call me, email me, challenge@wiselifeconsulting.com. Nobody's emailed me. I'm feeling kind of lonely. Like, you know, you guys, I mean, seriously, I had 2 people call today. They contacted me on Messenger. I had 2 phone calls for like, you know, half an hour, you know, and made some nice friends and found some things out. I learned some little things about the products they're doing, and, you know, so that was great. Anyway, so I'm eating kale and loving it. Who knew, right? So, okay, second life hack is, food hack. Second one is the food hack. Okay, the most powerful food hack is exactly what I just talked about. And that's called substitution, okay? Right now, I'm not allowed to have grains. And I love to make I make this salmon lemon thyme dish. Basically, it's breadcrumbs with zest of lemon, some fresh thyme, fresh garlic, a little bit of butter, you know, a pat of butter melted in there, and some salt, pepper, garlic, you know, all that things. But now I'm not allowed to have pepper. So my whole thing and every one of my recipes, all in my cookbooks, you know, if I'd send somebody, it'd be SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. Can't do pepper, and I was actually not even supposed to do garlic for a little while there. That would kill me. You know, it would just kill me. I can't go without garlic. But this, so I said, this recipe, you mix all that up, a little lemon juice, squeeze a little lemon juice in there, and then you mix it all up, and I'll reiterate, because in case anybody's writing this down. Half a cup of breadcrumbs, 2 garlic cloves smashed up, 2 tablespoons of butter melted up a little bit so it's, good. Oh, you need about 3 tablespoons of Parmesan, and a good little, I don't know, tablespoon of some fresh chopped up thyme. Thyme, you gotta pull it off a little. It's monotonous, but worth it in the end. It's so much better when it's fresh. Anything is. And then a little bit of green onion or cilantro if you have that or whatever, But basically, you want the lemon and the thyme in there. Add a little squeeze. I put a little squeeze on the actual, and I salt the fillets. And then if you want to add salt and pepper, whatever. Mix all that up and you just pat it right down on the fish. Throw it in the oven at 350 for about 20-25 minutes. Delicious. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So easy and so good. And see, you can rewind this and write down that recipe. So, because I haven't figured out how to adhere recipes yet. I've been too busy trying to figure out what I'm doing. But we'll get there. Tomorrow is going to be a recipe day. Okay, that'll be cool. So that's my recipe, and I'm going to go into the substitution part now, because I made this the other day and I can't have some of the stuff that's in there. So I'm also going to try and always introduce you to a really cool product. Okay. And this, I ripped the top off, but this company, Pamela's, they make a lot of awesome gluten-free products. Got to cash in a CD to get one of their pancake mixes. But, it's good in a pinch. There's a million recipes out there. You can make your own pancake flour. There's a lot of good baking sites out there that are for gluten-free. But my thing is, I'm not doing gluten, but I'm not doing grains either. This is tiger nut flour. And, I've used almond flour, but now almond's out. I'm not allowed to have that. I've used mixed nut flours. They tend to be a little better. But this tiger nut flour, delicious, awesome. Does give a little bit of a nutty flavor to it, but low carbs, well, maybe it isn't as low as I thought. This one has 18 carbs in a quarter cup. Go a little sparse on that if you're worried about carbs, but you'd really be in the Nazi category if you're worried about that, really super low. But if other nuts, whatever isn't your issue, some of them are a little less in the carb category. And anyway, so that was a good substitution for that. I have some, they do make all kinds of alternative dairies, and there's some really good brands out there. Some of them are good. It's kind of hit and miss. So I like Daya. They use a lot of canola oil, which isn't the best oil for you, but still, if I really want something to have cheese in it, there was another brand, and I'm sorry I can't remember the name, but it's got a little heart on it. And it's made they make things out of pea protein now, and it tastes like dairy. I drink that Ripple. That's my favorite substitute for any kind of milk. Like, I put it in my coffee for creamer and stuff like that. But they have really good products. So what else can I not have in that recipe? Nope, lemon is good, and all the other stuff. I went with the garlic. It was okay. And I had the fresh thyme in there, and I didn't notice any difference. And I just said to myself, this may taste a little whatever. I cook a lot for my mom, and she's very old school that, first time she had curry, she was like, I'm not eating that. She liked it. She did. she did. It was kind of a triumph for me because I cook crazy everything stuff. You know, that's my wheelhouse. And she was like, you know, old school meat, vegetable, potato. That's how I grew up. Maybe that's why I wanted to get so interested in other things. I don't know. But anyway, that tiger nut flour is a great substitute for some nuts if you can't have them, like, you know, like me. I think I went through everything I was gonna do. So I'm Donna Meals, and this is Empowered Meals. And tell your friends to check out my YouTube channel, and please do so yourself. Please, please, please. The more, you know, momentum that I can get. I did send a corny little handwritten message. You know, come on, everybody. That would be great. I really appreciate all of you, and any feedback. The feedback I'm getting from people it's lovely, and you know, it's win-win. That's what we're here for. Okay, peace out. Love you. Bye.